guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this video where I'm going to be sharing how I got pregnant after 4 years of trying to conceive. If you're on your fertility journey or you're just curious to follow along in my journey, I'm really excited to bring you guys this video. I don't want to ramble, but if you haven't seen the first video here in my pregnancy series, it'll be linked above as well as down below. Go and check that one out first and then come back to this video and let's get started. So I am currently in my second trimester of my first pregnancy and I'm just every single day so grateful, and I totally know the struggles and frustration. So if you're someone that has been on your fertility journey, you're frustrated, you're stuck, you're nervous, you're just all the emotions, because I've been there, I know exactly how you feel. I really hope that my video will give you guys some support, clarity, and information that'll help you start your family. So to start my journey, we gotta move all the way in the past over 10 years, which is when I did my bikini bodybuilding competitions. And this is what sparked my passion, my career in fitness, and I'm forever grateful for those years. I learned so much about myself, and it also played a huge role in where I am today. So during my competition years, I was a natural athlete. I didn't use any PEDs, that is performance enhancing drugs, no steroids. I really grinded it out as a natural athlete and I'm very proud of that. And during those years, it is very important that you take regular blood work. So as somebody who obviously you put your body through a lot of stress, it's a very extreme sport. You know, I got my body fat as low as 9 to 10% as my leanest. And of course, as a woman, you're gonna lose your menstrual cycle. So during all the years, every single year, at least once, sometimes twice, sometimes actually 3 times, because I'm very type A with my health, I would get regular routine blood work. And this blood work came into a huge role where I am now, because I was able to compare and look back at all my blood work all the years prior. So whether you're somebody that's an athlete or if you're just a regular lady that just wants to be, you know, on top of your health, I can't stress enough how important it is to get routine blood work. And here in Canada, because I am from Canada, I'm part of like having an account on LifeLabs so that I can have my own access to my results. And that is another key point that I really recommend to all the ladies out there, because then you have access to seeing all your own blood work. You can go over it, you can have access to it, you don't have to go through your doctor. And just having your own analytics, your own data, and having everything on your own files is very important so that you can reflect and look back. So during all those years, I always got my thyroid checked, hormones checked, vitamin D, iron, and ferritin, and of course, a whole bunch of other things, but just to simplify it. So when I was going through my fertility journey, as of we got married, my husband and I, in 2021, the first year, or like, you know, 8 months to 12 months, we just weren't being careful. We just, you know, wanted to just have fun, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, no stress. But in my heart, I was ready to have a family, and you know, someone that has a very regular menstrual cycle, very, very consistent. The only time I lost my cycle was when I competed because my body fat got really low. And again, I can go into a whole other video on that topic, but again, I got my menstrual cycle back. Once you're done competing, you get your hormones regulated, body fat comes back up to normal ranges. And as a woman, you wanna make sure you get your cycle. It is very important to have a regular menstrual cycle because it gives you the most information on tracking how your hormone health is. So after that like first year of marriage, my husband and I were just like, okay, you know what? Like, we haven't had any luck getting pregnant. Why don't we, you know, get an AMH test done, sperm analysis, and get all that data just so we have at least more understanding of our own bodily analytics and just to see what our levels are at, because I've never had my AMH test done. And if you're not unsure of what an AMH test is, I'll leave the whole name on the screen, but basically it's just to see like how many eggs you have. So I had never had this done. It's something you have to pay for here in Canada that I highly recommend, and you have to go through a fertility clinic to get this blood work test done, as well as a sperm analysis, because yes, it is just as important to see where your husband's sperm is at as it is for our eggs. So ladies, make sure you're also getting your husband, your partner checked out just to have all his data so that you guys can compare and see where you can improve or to see where everything's at. So we both got sperm analysis. I got my AMH test done. I did also a ultrasound just to make sure like everything from that perspective was looking great. And also back when I did my bodybuilding competitions, I also did sonohistograms and ultrasound just to ensure that when I did lose my period during my training years, it wasn't affecting my hormone health, because I really always have dreamt to be a mother and I just didn't want anything impacting that side of my health. So I always was diligent when I did blood work to get that done as well. And I had a great family doctor that was totally fine with me doing all these things. I would just ask, can I do this? And she would be like, yep. And she'd give me the requisition. I'd go and have it done. So it's really important that you obviously have a great doctor that can help you and get all these recommendations, referrals, so you can keep on track of your health. And I can't advocate enough, guys. No one's gonna do the work for you. You have to be your own advocate. You have to go out and do these things. It's annoying, it's time consuming, but trust me, you'll be happy to have all the analytics, and I'm very happy that I did all that work all those years because, again, as I mentioned on through this video, I'm gonna explain how it helped me now. So we received amazing feedback from the fertility clinic. I was above average for my egg count, my AMH level, same with my husband for his sperm. They're like, you're very healthy both, just don't stress, just carry on. So we're like, okay. And as a certified personal trainer and holistic nutrition coach of now 12 years, I am very diligent with my health. I don't smoke. I literally drink like 2 drinks a year. Like literally, I barely drink. I exercise, I sleep well, take my vitamins. I'm very, very disciplined with my health. So we just carried on, and a year goes by, 2 years go by, and I was like, okay, so obviously with myself, I was just, frustrated because how could you not? And my husband was so patient, was just so wonderful. Like honestly, I was so grateful. But during that time, I decided, okay, let me go see a few like wellness practitioners, naturopaths, Chinese medicine doctors, just to be able to see if there's any patterns or see if they've come up with anything. So the first individual that I saw was a naturopath. And this naturopath, she said, look, everything looks really great. The only thing that kept flagging for her was that my digestion was stressed and my liver was stressed. And I was just like, I don't know how that's possible. I eat really well. I barely eat any junk food. I have fun foods here and there, but nothing. Like I haven't had McDonald's for over, 7 years. Like I really do eat very well, but I implement balance by having fun things, but nothing that I'd be worried that my digestion would be off, you know what I mean? And then my liver, I don't drink at all. I take my vitamins. Again, I live a healthy lifestyle, which is very odd to me. And the thing that I find that was frustrating in my journey is people would be able to tell me what was wrong, but they didn't know what was causing it to be the results to be this way. So then after I saw that naturopath, I just implemented back on my digestive enzymes, which were funny enough, I did take during my competition years, just to help optimize digestion, because gut health plays a huge role not only in your health, but obviously as a bikini competitor to help bring in your waistline. When you're holding less inflammation, your digestion is more optimal, you're gonna obviously look better and feel better. So, which is funny because I took the same digestive enzyme. I'll leave this exact one that I use on the screen. I'll also be linked down below. And I would take this with my largest meal of the day, which is just one at dinner. And I felt a lot better. Like I did feel improvement, but again, we weren't getting pregnant yet. So after another bit of time, nothing was happening, we weren't getting pregnant. So my best friend recommended an amazing Chinese holistic doctor that helps some of people that she knows in her friends and family circles that help them get pregnant. So I'm like, okay, let me go see this woman. And she did some cupping, she did some of her own assessments. And again, her assessments were that my liver and kidneys were stressed and my stomach was stressed, like my digestion. I was just like, I don't understand. And through all of this, I also was struggling with acne. And again, somebody that lives a very healthy lifestyle, I just didn't understand. I have regular bowel movements. Like truly, I had nothing that was flagging me except I did have acne. And I was able obviously to cover it up because it wasn't like deep cystic, but just enough to be really frustrating. I would have flare-ups here and there. I'll put some images on the screen to show you guys. Very frustrated. If you've dealt with acne, you know exactly how I feel. And again, I was doing all the things and just nothing was making the acne go away. So through my fertility journey, I was also trying to figure out like what the heck's going on with my face, my skin, all of that. And I do know that skin related issues are always related to your gut. So that was kind of always in the back of my head. So her practice was she was gonna do cupping to help again support my kidney, my liver, just open up my body a little bit and do some of her own balancing techniques. I went to see her, I think it was like once a week for like 6 weeks. Like I did dedicate a good chunk of time and then I spaced them out. So I did dedicate, again, another investment in my health. It always is beneficial because you're still improving all aspects of your health. So after seeing her, I didn't feel any difference. And again, I wasn't getting pregnant. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop this because again, it's an investment and I dedicated a lot of money already. And I was like, okay, that's it. So then that wasn't working. So I decided just from chit-chatting with friends and family and research that I was referred to see an iridologist. And this is somebody that reads your eyes. I'm gonna just read it on my phone because I just don't want to say it incorrectly. So basically an iridologist is an alternative medicine practitioner who examines the iris, so it's basically the colored part of the eye, to assess a person's systematic health, identifying supposed imbalances, inflammation, or organ stress based on the color, spots, and lines. And they use charts just to help, again, read what they're seeing on your eye. So she was wonderful. She really did do a really good overview of my health and some of the personality traits that like she found from reading my eyes were dead on, meaning like I'm a very hardworking person, ambitious, I can really push the limits to my body. Like she read all these things through my eyes, which were so cool. But again, just to circle back, the results that she came with, and the same as similar to all the other practitioners, is that I have stressed liver and stressed stomach, like digestion. I was just so, again, okay, so I've been journaling, writing everything down so I don't forget. No one could figure out what was causing all of this. So that was, again, my frustration. You're investing in your health, everything gets expensive, it all adds up. But again, I'm getting information that hopefully was gonna help me get pregnant. So after seeing the iridologist, I was like, okay, let me look back on all of my blood work again, just to see if I can find anything different there. And just from my own research, importance that I've really discovered are iron levels. And of course, you gotta have like good thyroid health, fertility health comes from your hormones, all that kind of stuff. So looking back at all my blood work, I noticed that my iron was extremely low. I was literally averaging between my ferritin levels from like 10 to 15 was like a max range. So that's like anemia level, so like being anemic. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how has nobody told me this? So I did some more research and I started implementing even more red meat. As somebody who eats a very high protein diet, I literally eat red meat at least once a week. Some days it's 3 times a week. So I was always like really confused as to why my iron was so low for literally over 10 years. So by implementing more iron-rich foods, I was doing beef liver capsules. I was just really going above and beyond to try to see if that was gonna bring my levels up. And I would do routine blood work coming back. And I noticed that nothing was making a difference. I was like, just exactly where I was. It was going down, going up a point, but not making any drastic improvements. So that's where I'm like, okay, let me look deeper, did some more research, and I realized that iron absorption is a very challenging mineral to absorb, especially if your digestion is stressed, small intestine, and that was with all the different practitioners that I went to see, they all mentioned. And then I was looking and it could be due to food sensitivities. So I looked back because I did do a food sensitivity test years ago when I did my fitness competitions. And I know some people think it's hocus pocus, but I truly believe in food sensitivities because it played a huge role in helping me dial in for my fitness competitions, looking my best, winning the Canadian Nationals. I'll leave some photos on the screen, and just bringing my physique to a whole other level because I just eliminated foods that my body wasn't allergic to, but that was intolerant to, that was causing an inflammatory response. So if you're from Canada, you can ask your doctor to get a food sensitivity test on a requisition. You bring that to Life Labs. It is not included in your OHIP, you have to pay for it. But again, whether you're trying to get pregnant or you just want to live a little healthier lifestyle, just feel better, it is so beneficial getting it done. I have all my clients, I recommend it to all of them, and the data is phenomenal because a lot of inflammation comes from what we eat every day. So when I did this test, you pay for the test, I think it was like $380. It tested for 211 things. I'll put some photos on the screen of some of my results. So in the meantime, while I was waiting for my results, I went back on my old results and I was gluten intolerant as a major food sensitivity. And I do know from research that if you have a challenge of absorbing iron, your iron is low, and you're having a struggle to improve that, it can lead to being, potentially you're celiac, or you can have a gluten intolerance. And I've already been somebody that was about like 60 to 70% gluten-free. I always bought gluten-free products for the most part. My sister's been gluten and dairy-free for like, I think over 9 years, maybe it's longer than that. And already implementing a lot more gluten-free choices, I still was not able to increase my iron levels. So I went fully gluten-free. So in this time frame, I was very diligent to get all my blood work done every like 2 months just to see if that improvement of that dietary choice was improving my levels. So already when I did my first round of blood work, because it took a little bit of time to get my food sensitivity test results back, so I already noticed my iron levels went from like 12 all the way up to like 27. So I was already seeing a big jump. And then I continued on the gluten-free journey. And then the next time I tested, again, my levels were at like 33. So I was definitely seeing these bigger jumps through my journey. I can't remember the exact numbers, but just the fact that I was seeing improvements was major. And the only thing I changed at that time was being gluten-free. So while I was working on improving my iron levels, I did go see a fertility naturopath, and she did emphasize the importance of improving my iron levels and how it does play a huge role on your egg quality. And just again, it's very important for getting pregnant and all of those aspects. I know some people have their own opinions on that, but through my own research and reading this wonderful book that one of my clients recommended, she knows who she is, thank you so much. But this book really emphasized the importance of egg quality and how it's so key for conception. So by reading that book and just everything I learned about iron, blood work paneling, everything, it was just something that I really drastically wanted to improve. Plus, I was just feeling so much better having my iron levels increased. I always thought that my fatigue was just because I am a very busy, hardworking, active person, so I thought it was just fatigue from that. But the fatigue was coming from my low ferritin and iron levels. So already I was feeling a difference on my energy. Another factor that I realized that I was just a bit off was, yes, I do have a lot of hair. It's drastically grown since my iron has improved. So again, ladies, if you're struggling with your hair, that was one other thing that flagged me, because I'd wash my hair and I'd have so much fallout to the point where I'm like, this is not normal. But again, I just, thought it was because my hair was long. It was always in a bun, so a lot of it was just shedding out from that. But again, from improving my iron, I barely have any fallout now. So if you're somebody that's just trying to improve your hair quality, your hair thickness, iron levels play a huge role in that. So funny enough, I solved a couple other things along the way with that, which is improving like the thickness and the volume of my hair. So long and behold, after getting my results from my food sensitivity testing, I was eating things every single day that were flagged so hardcore red on my results, which were like green beans, pineapple, eggs, which was so sad. Gluten, that was a huge one. So my premonition and my gut instinct about gluten intolerance was totally correct. So from the end of May until October, which is when I got pregnant. So what is that? So end of May, I think I started being fully gluten-free like May 28th, 29th. So say like June, July, August, September. So say like just over 4 months, I got pregnant. And I do fully believe it's because 1, my iron improved, 2, the stress that these foods that were causing to my body, my digestion, were eliminated, or at least drastically subsided. So that is where the food sensitivity testing came in to help me, again, tackle this like stress digestion that all these different wellness practitioners and functional health doctors explained, and just couldn't figure out what was the cause, but it was from all the foods that I just were eating on the regular that my body just did not like. And again, if I didn't do my bodybuilding competitions way back when and did that food sensitivity testing back then, I wouldn't have even known about it. So this is where like everything you do in your life, all the different paths, they all bring you to where you need to be and where you're meant to be. And that is why my bodybuilding chapter is so special, because I learned so much about my health back then. It helped me pivot into the career I'm in now, which I love, being a women's health coach and just helping all the ladies feel their best from the inside out, be healthy. So having all that data from those years came full circle to now, which is what allowed me to get pregnant, because not one functional health doctor, practitioner, nobody I saw ever recommended to do a food sensitivity test. That was something that I discovered on my own from my own experiences. And this is why, just again, be your own advocate, guys. You have to do your own research. And then hopefully this video is gonna help you guys. So in my fertility journey and my husband's fertility journey, one thing that we kept getting into with the fertility doctors is the fact that we kept falling into this like 1/3 of unexplained infertility. And that really frustrated us, because we just wanted to figure out what was wrong at the time, right? So the female body, the male body, were meant to procreate. So if it wasn't happening and everything came back really good on our results, we were always like, okay, there has to be a missing link. So again, I explained those missing links in this video. So I'm gonna try to reel it back, because I know I have been rambling a little bit. So number one, I really was passionate with not wanting to take any drugs, not to do any IUIs, no Clomid, no letrozole, which were recommendations from the fertility clinic that we were going to. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to fertility clinics. I think they're wonderful. They've helped so many people on their journeys to start their families. I'm speaking on behalf of somebody who was deemed in the category of unexplained infertility, and all that we were recommended was for me to go on drugs like Clomid, letrozole, to do an IUI, to do IVF, and nothing through a natural solution. And as somebody who is very passionate about holistic health and just philosophies in my own practice, and just being able to provide the body with everything it needs and it will do its job on its own, I really didn't want to do the route of drugs and treatments and all of that unless we were actually needing it because of a reason. So my husband agreed. We both were like, if there was something that came up that we really needed to do these things, of course, I think we would totally have executed thinking about that option. But for us, in my heart, I truly believe it was just something that was lacking that I needed to just improve on for levels, and boom, I did. And it was all linked to low iron and eliminating foods that were stressing my body, that were stressing my stomach. And in that, I was able to not only get pregnant, but I improved my skin health. I feel so much better with my energy, my hair quality, and just, of course, growing this miracle inside of me. And this is just why I just wanted to be really very detailed about sharing my story, to hopefully help the other ladies and other couples starting their families out there to do your homework on all of the natural sides of things first before you hop into doing anything that's really extreme. So I know I've been going on and on for enough time. I just want to simplify and reel things back. as to what I did with all that information and data that I've learned through all these years of experience. And that is number one, I improved my iron levels. So make sure you are getting your ferritin levels checked regularly. And in my opinion and in my research, optimal levels is between 50 to 100. You don't want to be too high of iron. Obviously there's negatives to that. But again, average, most women are low in iron. I find that most doctors say that like 30 to 35 on the scale is good. But in my opinion, it's not good enough, especially because when you are growing a baby, your iron is like all going to the baby. They take majority of your supply. So you want to make sure that you're as high in that normal range as you can. So really exciting. I am officially now at 64 for my ferritin levels, and it took me some time to get there, about 7 months. But I'm very happy because my iron has never been that high in all the years that I had access to my own blood work. Back when I competed, went from 12, now it's at 64. So that's so great. Whether you're trying to get pregnant or not, that as a lady, you are making sure your iron is in a good space. Next is doing a food sensitivity test or a food intolerance test. And again, based on where you live, this can be something you can do with your naturopath. And again, here in Canada, you can pay a fee and get it done at Life Labs. You just need a requisition from your doctor. And literally all that gets said on it was on the sheet, just said food sensitivity test. You pay a fee, you get your blood work done, you get the results. They'll mail them to you, and then your doctor will also send you a PDF so you have access to your results. Something I recommend to all of my clients, even in their fitness journeys, because it really truly makes a big difference on how you're feeling, how your body is. And again, lowering inflammation levels, that is best you can, because inflammation is what leads to disease, and we want to just stay as healthy as long as possible. Number three is I really focused in on my egg quality. So I was having 3 Brazil nuts every day, something I've always done just for like thyroid health and all the benefits, because Brazil nuts contain a lot of selenium. So that also is really important for your egg quality, really helpful. So something that I did for my husband, for his sperm, as well as for myself, we each had 3 Brazil nuts every single day, as well as I was incorporating a high omega-3 supplement. I will leave it on the screen. It'll be directly linked down below for you guys. And I did double this up. I was having 2 every single morning with my breakfast. And I do have a discount code with ATP Labs. It's been a company I've been affiliated with for over 10 years. I really believe in their supplements, their brand. And I do have a discount code, which is also a support code. So if you do use it, it does help support me. So thank you so much. And again, just something that I was implementing as part of my supplement regime, as well as folate. A lot of doctors recommend folic acid. I personally believe it's better to have the natural form, which is folate. And again, I'll have that supplement on the screen as well as down below. You can also find it in my Amazon storefront just to make it really convenient. But I was taking this prior to pregnancy and as well as during my first trimester. And this is really important as well. For my diet to go with the supplementation, I am fully gluten-free as of this day. And I do attest that to being the reason why I'm able to get my iron improved, as well as making sure that I am feeling my best and my hormones stay in a good place. And my pregnancy has been very smooth so far. So I have continued fully 100% being gluten-free. I do follow a balanced whole foods diet, meaning I eat majority of my foods homemade from home. And I do try to limit processed foods, chemicals, dyes, all of that from my diet, as well as my husband's diet. A huge reminder for all the women out there who get nervous about eating complex carbohydrates. Don't be afraid to eat your healthy carbs. They do play a huge role on your hormone health. They contain amazing different fibers that are good for your gut health, and just making sure you're following a good higher protein diet, because as women, we're naturally lower in our protein intake, and it does so many benefits for our body, and as well as prepping your body for your baby. So I think I've mentioned everything. If I have forgotten anything, I will make sure to incorporate it in my future videos here in my pregnancy series on my YouTube channel. I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section and I'll include them in my future videos. So thank you so much, guys. Wishing you all the best if you are on your pregnancy journey and you're trying to conceive. I really, really believe these aspects will help you, and no matter what, they're gonna make you feel so much better with your health and long-term longevity. So thank you, guys. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.